Well, hello. I am here with a treat for you, Jim O'Connor, and he is called, and I mean this sincerely, the Legend of Chicago. Okay?
I did not know that.
And we have him in at the World of Concrete in Las Vegas. So we are here this year, 2021, and actually in 6 months or less, we're back again at the
We'll
World
be
of
back
Concrete,
again,
right?
yes.
It's amazing.
And I'd like to say that this is the World of Masonry Pavilion inside the World of Concrete, because we have our own identity here, I think.
And you just did outside, right?
Yes, and we
Tell
just
us a
did
little about outside, what you did outside with everybody.
The madness of masonry. I think it's the greatest day of masonry, probably one of the single greatest promotions in masonry. There's 4 different contests. Number 1, there's a skills contest that talks about the youth coming into the industry, which is our lifeblood. We have first, second, and third year apprentices out there competing against each other with one design in the first and second, third year design that they have to match. And there's judges that will match, that will judge those projects, and the kids are out there in the heat working hard, and it's really good to see. And they are definitely going to be moving to the next level, which the two contests for speed are the fastest trowel on the block. The MCAA has the fastest trowel on the block, which is a great concept and has a ton of people come out to see it. And then the bricklayer 500, they try to lay 500 brick in an hour. And in between there, they honor the tender for the mason contractor. The quickest setup wins $5,000 too. So
wow, that's amazing.
There's over $125,000 in prizes. The winner of the bricklayer 500 has a F350 or 250 truck, and it's a king cab, so you can get 4 people in it. It's just amazing, and the amount of people that come out, fans that cheer on their family members when they're laying brick, and I think it's the single greatest promotion of the year.
It does really well. Now, you've been part of the MCAA for over 25 years, longer than that, right?
Yeah,
how many?
30. I've been doing this job for 33 years, but for about 30 years, I've been really heavily in the MCAA.
So that's a lot of wealth and knowledge we can tap into. So why is it good to be part of the MCAA?
I've always said that the MCAA is the association of, by, and for mason contractors, meaning it was set up by mason contractors for mason contractors to get better. And there's just so many directions that you can go, no matter whether you're a large contractor or a small contractor. So much you can learn. And sometimes in a local organization like mine, competitors are sitting at tables and they're holding things back. But when you come to something like this and you sit with somebody in Tennessee and you are in LA, they can share the fact that this hog pump or whatever it might be is something that's really helped them prosper. So the sharing of knowledge, I think, is incredible, and the fact that there might be somebody 2 seats over that can help you and has already experienced something that you're going through. And the camaraderie, because of that, I think has just been phenomenal. And they have over 1,000 members now, so there isn't 1,000 stupid mason contractors that decided to join. And many of those contractors have their sons have taken over and they've stayed involved.
That is true, yes.
And they've worked up their way into the officers' realm, which means they want to help other masons succeed, which is phenomenal. I think it's just great. I mean,
it really is, and it's not like they're competitors. They don't see each other as that. They really, like you said, help each other to be better because they want the masonry industry to be better. So they really spend time.
I think that if masonry fails, we fail. If anybody does a bad job and it reflects terrible on masonry, it's hard for every mason contractor. So we all have to do good work. We all have to promote the product, that it's the best product in the world, but there's still going to be problems if you do it wrong. So if we all do it right, we can continue to be the #1 building product in America.
You heard it here from Las Vegas. We're back with Jim, the Legend of Chicago. And we're going to throw some things at you, and there's a lot of sources out there. There's a lot of places that educational stuff to get help, and Jim in Chicago is a wealth of knowledge. Let's hit a few of those. Let's bounce a few off to everybody.
You know, the wall systems are very different, and sometimes technically they get you in a bad spot. And so someone who's doing a new type of wall wants to know how to do it properly. There's just a ton of resources that are available to you on the internet. You can go to imiweb.org, which is the International Masonry Institute's.
Yep.
And they have a special link that you can click on. It's called Detail Series. and their detail series shows all kinds of masonry wall details. There's brick and block combination walls. There's all kinds of things in there that show you how to put the sheathing. Everything is already on there, so you can identify which wall you're supposed to be doing and see how to do it right. It's phenomenal. And then locally, we have the Masonry Advisory Council in Chicago, and underneath that, there's a thing called Build with Masonry. And the Build with Masonry will turn you on to local suppliers that get it, that work well with our contractors. And there's another section on that where you can find a contractor to go see if they can give you a good bid. And you're always welcome to call me, and I can kind of pair you with 5 or 6 contractors that do that type of work and save you the shuffling of going after every mason that's in the phone book.
No, that's huge. And think about too, you got the BIA, the Brick Industry Association, there's Go Brick. And you get on Go Brick and you get on the tech notes. And they have tech notes on everything possible you can imagine. These are sources that are just so valuable all the way through. And something you were telling me about earlier is, think about it, we were talking about what wood, the price of wood's going up, and all of you experiencing that price is going crazy, but even what's going on with steel, right? So tell the story about steel and how that can impact masonry today.
The price of wood and steel have gone up so dramatically that the price of a masonry wall is cheaper. It's never been that way. We are in a perfect position now. We should be actually targeting those areas and going after it. You're going to get a better wall. That is sound resistant, so you can separate classrooms, bedrooms, whatever you want to do. It is a stronger wall and at a cheaper price, which is uncanny. I can't figure why anybody wouldn't even be looking into this. And I think that that's going to continue for a certain realm. And once people start trying masonry, they're going to see that it's available locally with local help. So it's great for the community. It keeps everybody working. I don't see any downside. We're in a great position, I think.
It's such a great opportunity, and we're going to be back. We're going to stop with that thought, and we'll be back in a few minutes. We're back with the legend of Chicago, and you guys know me as well. I'm all into the evidence, the studies. I just love to track that, and you know, I'm gonna throw that question at you. What's some of the evidence that you have that the cost of the wall is so much more affordable for masonry?
We are in the process of getting one for Chicago, but I just got one yesterday from North Carolina that showed that they were at least 10 or 12% less than steel or wood walls, wood partition walls. And that's fantastic. But then we went to another spot that really blew us away, is that insuring a masonry home, that a wood home or a steel stud home versus a masonry home, it was $129,000 for the insurance for the wood or steel. It was $83,000 for the masonry home or the masonry building. So you can't even start to think about how much cheaper it is until you put all the costs involved. And when it comes throwing all that in, plus the fact that you're going to have to do more work on that wood wall 20 years from now, and the masonry wall will still be there. So if you do a cost averaging over years, we're going to really blow them away.
Oh, and you think about the savings you write into heat or cooling and all the other things that you do.
Absolutely.
The list gets longer and longer. We're going to have some stuff for you on that. We're also going to show you a video of a 2x4 flying through some different wall systems, but it doesn't go through a masonry wall.
It just drops right down to the ground, doesn't it?
It does. So we're going to have some fun stuff to do. We're also going to talk about fire rating too. So more to come. Welcome back to Las Vegas. We're at the World of Concrete with the legend, Jim O'Connor. So it's great to have you with us and to be a part of all this and all that kind of stuff. So one last thing I wanted to really run by him with. So basically, you know, to be a part of the MCAA, it's everybody needs to get involved. We need to get together and build this industry and make it strong. The whole theme is about #Masonry Strong, and we need you to be a part of it. And I always just say to you is, it's better to be part of the solution, and if you're not part of the solution, are you the part of the problem? And I'm not saying you are the problem, but you need to be part of the solution. And I can't advocate for that even more to get involved. Get involved. It doesn't matter what size you are, big or small. It's not that much money. Get involved in the MCA and become part of this team. Over 1,000, let's make it stronger. Let's get to 2,000, get to 3,000. I don't care what it takes, but this whole country needs to come together as a brotherhood and sisterhood for this masonry industry. And you've been a part of it all these years, over 30 years, you said. Share a little bit about that as to what it does.
I always say that the Mason Contractors Association of America is of, by, and for the mason contractor. It's there for one reason, to make mason contractors successful. And I'll give you an example. In Chicago, 8 of the 10 largest mason contractors in Chicago are members of the MCAA. That is not by mistake.
No, it's not.
They have learned from and grown with, and they continue to be successful because they have options. They have places to go to for questions and answers, and to make them stronger and lean on each other. And they have a suppliers list to go to that makes life easier for them. So I don't think there's a better organization around for any, restaurant associations and things like that. This one really works to make life better. They're working on workforce development. They're working on everything we have a problem with, and then if something new jumps up, they are agile enough. Like many years ago, we had wall bracing was an issue. And how do you fix that? Well, we got together locally with the people that we could and flew in other people, and next thing you know, we have wall bracing standards in less than two months.
That's huge.
And it was a huge savings for so many people, and that's just a small example. If I call the MCAA for help, usually in a day, I got an answer, and we're working on it together. So, yeah, I am not smart enough to fix all my guys' problems, so it's great to have a national organization to tag onto, and they respond.
They are such great people, and you can help make it greater. And you can tell them that the Legend of Chicago and the Brick Man said for you to call. And you get a hold of them. Get a hold of Todd. Call Todd at MCAA. He's a great guy, and he'll get you all the information you need to know. That's us. We are live from the world of concrete.
Monday, August 2nd, 2004. This will be the first impact in the second series of testing for BIA.
The sounds of the storm in Perry were frightening.
Freight train.
The damage left behind was jaw-dropping.
Also, we heard a bang and then the glass shatter. It was just like these weird piercing noises.
High-speed winds from Monday morning's storm sent at least 6 large 2x4 pieces of lumber through Nicholas Harvey's Perry townhome.
An inch. That's how close it came to me.
Nicholas's sister, Jennifer Pickering, said 2 pieces broke through windows.
And the one that was stuck here was probably again about as tall as he is, if not longer.
They also found their way through multiple walls and inside bedrooms. He quickly grabbed his 2 10-year-old twins and moved them to the laundry room before a 2x4 came crashing through the wall above where one of them normally sleeps.
Sharp nails and everything just sticking right out of it. That would have gotten my nephew if he would have been in there.